My name is Umar Abdul Hakim. I'm the Associate Director of the M Foundation. M means intellect, love, and mercy. In Arabic, it means knowledge, but we internalized it for intellect, love, and mercy. Our mission statement is teaching life skills to replace social ills. And out of that is a whole dynamic of programs that we do, that we have. I see a lot of familiar faces. I see our official humanitarian day photographer out there, Angie Salam. And this is a wonderful situation to be here. And the topic we're going to talk about today is forgiveness, fasting, and leadership. I fasted today to be in unison with everybody, alhamdulillah. And how can I begin this? Islam is built on 5 principles. 5 principles. Iman, which breaks down to faith, or Tawheed, Salat, in English is prayer. The third would be Siyam, which means fasting. The fourth would be Zakat. And the fifth would be Hajj, or pilgrimage. Allah has told us in the Quran, and whoever honors the sacred ordinances of Allah, it is best for him in the sight of his Lord. Now this particular ayah is pertaining to the ordinance of Hajj. But when you stand upon these 5 pillars of faith, prayer, fasting, charity, and pilgrimage, Allah is your backing. Allah is your shield. So, in this situation, focusing on the third pillar, which is Siyam, fasting, which a lot of us did today. It was a good experience. The sister who's up here before, as you can see, it was a new experience for her. The word Siyam can be translated in English as meaning to abstain from, to abstain. Fasting from talk, fasting from food, fasting from sexual intercourse during the month of Ramadan. Serious situation. So with these principles, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a mercy, a shield. He's given us a shield. It's a shield, it's an intercessor. So what has been said about this? I'm going to read it. It says, fasting is a shield as an intercessor. The fast and the Quran will come as intercessors on the day of resurrection. The fast shall say, O Lord, I prevented him from his food and his drink during the day. So let me intercede for him. The Quran will say, I kept him from sleep during the night, so let me intercede for him. Then they will be allowed to intercede. So here you have 2 actions that's going to come alive on the day of judgment to intercede for you. 2 actions. How is this possible? Allah knows best. We hear and we obey. But to internalize this situation, how can this come to life on that day? The fast is the action that you do throughout the day. The recitation of the Quran while in Salat is the standing up at night, the Taraweeh prayer. So with the angels that was assigned to us, writing down our deeds, Allah knows best how it will be presented on that day. So the fasting and the Siyam and the Quran will bear witness, will intercede for us as a shield, because we all are trying to purify ourselves from these life's trials. You know what I'm saying? It's real hard. College life is no joke. Social life is no joke. Being on Facebook is no joke. You know what I'm saying? Because you need something to speak for you. And this is all a part of al-Ma'un, doing good deeds. You know, it's not just about feeding the homeless. It's the things that's associated. That's just the top layer of it all. But it's the undercurrent, what has driven them to be homeless. This opens the action. The feeding to the homeless opens the door to understand what is the real core problem of the situation. So through fasting and the Quran, we are allowed to get another dynamic to practice our religion to address America's social ills. And basically, we're doing these actions for forgiveness. We're all seeking some type of forgiveness. We're seeking forgiveness for our actions. We're seeking to come closer to what Allah has revealed about Himself. We use fasting as a means of coming closer to what Allah has revealed of His oneness, fulfilling an obligation for forgiveness. We're fasting for repentance, for strength. We're fasting for understanding, clarity. We're also fasting to have patience. Patience, that's a whole other dynamic. Coming from LA, who was in that traffic, patience softened our whole time. Do I get mad at my brother? Do he get mad at me? No. It's all within the decree of Allah. If you're going to get there, you're going to get there. But do not get mad at your brother, or don't get mad at yourself for being late. You know what I'm saying? But patience, we're fasting to gain more patience. We're also fasting for calming and for restraint, because a lot of us go through certain situations, certain ills, and I'm just going to be honest about it. We have anxieties. Fasting is the one thing that calms that, that restrains that. As the sister said, she went to sleep. That was a strong thing, because Allah said He sends us a key to it calmed her. So that's an ayat right there, when she went to sleep. So we're also fasting health-wise. It relieves us from unwanted toxins within our body. You know, if you don't want to look at the spiritual side of this, if only facts could serve you, if you have that IP side of the brain, intellectual property side of the brain, you can look at it as it relieves your body from unwanted toxins. High blood pressure. It's a great time to quit smoking. For real. So fasting has its purpose. Allah knows best of this ultimate purpose, but for the human being to embrace this one principle, and those of us who have embraced fasting today for the first time, may the Creator reward you, because it's certainly a trial. I've been a Muslim. I reverted to Islam in 1998. And my first fast, I was as a cable man in LA. So imagine when I found out, I didn't study that much to find out you gotta fast. So I'm in my cable truck. I have to service 10 houses a day, 5 days a week. So you break the mathematics down about that, that's like 5 days a week, that's 50 houses in a week, 102 weeks, and so on and so on. So I had to not institute my job into Islam. I had to institute Islam into my job. So they told me, I said I had to fast. All right. I loaded up my truck with all kind of ice buckets and water. Then I got to my brother. I called the sister, Sister Smith, a great mentor of mine. She said, yeah, I got my water. And I said, no, brother, can't drink water. So when you driving in a cable truck and you got these water coolers in the back shaking, all you hear was ice going back and forth. And I'm thinking, can't drink water. But mashallah, I made it through my first 30 days in a cable truck, fasting. You know, this was a serious trial, praying in the back of my truck. So you pull up to the house, they say this prayer called Zuhr, can't go home, can't go back to the office. All right, cleaned out the back of my truck. I instituted Islam into my job, meaning because I had to research it. You got the equal opportunity law, and up in there, so you got the freedom to practice your religion. So I took advantage of that. When it came to different classes, different situations I had to take, I went to the teacher and said, look, at a certain time, I need to go pray. The teacher said, no problem. So this religion that we have is so comprehensive, it just takes a little bit of internalization and be around good people to understand it. And I want to commend the students here for putting together a program of this magnitude, because you're actually doing many community organizing on your campus. You're bringing people from all over the campus to fast for a cause that they may not know about. You found a center point to attach to. You found a purpose, and you galvanized support around that purpose. So I wanted to thank you for that, giving us the opportunity to be here. But that is leadership. Leadership is doing something that has not been done or something that needs to be done, and whoever Allah puts in charge of that, that is you. So I want to thank you for the leadership. And we get invited to speak because our platform has provided us with leadership development. Like I spoke on earlier about Angie Salam, the sisters is a jewel, and we have Khadija, she's another jewel, Nazir. A lot of you as in the crowd participate in Humanitarian Day. Humanitarian Day is a direct service program that started before 9/11, not because of 9/11. It started before 9/11 to service the social needs in Los Angeles. And this is a program under the umbrella of the Coalition to Preserve Human Dignity. We have been able to service around 60,000 people with about 20,000 volunteers in over 27 cities and 2 international countries and 1 country. Ghana and Indonesia is going into their 3rd year, mashallah. So what I'm trying to say is leadership development happens when you in service. When you see a need, you address it, and then you take further action on it. Why? Why are the Muslims so concerned about social justice? Because Allah gives big rewards, big barakats, and we are in a race for good deeds, for forgiveness. All of us need some type of forgiveness. I can remember as far as back when I opened the car door from down the street, and the adults around me act like I committed a major crime. My mother came marching around that corner and wore me out. She said that could lead to being a car burglar. My mother's from South America, so you can only imagine the accent that she had on the 4-year-old when you were telling me this. That could lead to this, that, and the other. And at that time, all I wanted was a little forgiveness. All I did was open the door. But she, eventually she forgave me after I got that chastisement. And that's what we want to avoid. We want to build a record that can go before us, like this fast and reading the Quran, that can intercede for us so we can seek forgiveness. It's just that simple. On the day when nothing else can speak for us, we're seeking God's mercy for forgiveness. Fasting is a procurement, the act of getting the possession of something. He who was responsible for the procurement of materials and supplies. That sounds like kind of business-like, that's how I think, but I think that I internalize these things in my regular social life. The supplies I'm trying to get are the intangible situations that I ask Allah to accept our service. May Allah be pleased. So in this fasting, your leadership is very important. Your innovative ideas is very important. Please do not institute social life into Islam, but institute Islam into social life. It can be done. Check the history. There's no fear in doing it. There's a word, I own a creativevoice.org, and my main word I use is disruptive. I love that word, disruptive. Why? Because it's just, the word disruptive is classified as changing the